Hey everybody, it's Justice for Comics. It's Wednesday, new comic book day. We're going to be looking at books coming out next Wednesday, the 23rd of April. It's hard to believe we're in the middle of April already. Hopefully you did your taxes the other day. Yeah, this year is just humming along, isn't it? Let's take a look at Midtown here. We're going to be looking at books again coming out next Wednesday, the 23rd. Let's see what we got to look at here. There might be a couple interesting ones. Starting off with Dark Horse. If you're a fan of Black Hammer, Spiral City issue 5 will be out next week. Looks like the Tyler Crook cover is already sold out. That might be the one to look for if you're collecting that series. Into the Unbeing Part 2 issue 3 is out next week, and also the B cover on that is also sold out. It's kind of a crazy looking cover. I notice skull covers tend to sell out pretty quickly, right? I think people are drawn to the skull cover. So Simon Roy did the cover on that one. It's definitely pretty creepy looking, for sure. We also have Masters of the Universe in Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles of Grayskull, issue 4. A couple covers there. I kind of dig the, what is that, the C cover? Yeah, C cover here. That looks kind of cool. Those Not Afraid, issue 4. I like the A cover. That is a cool cover there by Glenn Fabry. Is it Fabry or Fabry? Fabry, maybe? I always remember I collected Preacher back in the day, and he always did all the covers for Preacher, so pretty well known for that, I think. Witcher, The Bear and the Butterfly, issue number 1. If you're into the Witcher series, this might be for you. There looks like there's a bunch of covers. I kind of dig the D cover there by Tim Von Ruden. Black and white, that one's kind of cool. The rest are all trades and hardcovers. Moving on to DC Comics, Absolute Batman. I think what issue number, well, we got a bunch of printings here. So if you're into third and fourth and second printings, all that good stuff on Absolute Batman, check out. Midtown has a bunch of them. Kind of dig the Delato one. That's a third printing for issue 3. Well, I mean, it must be going well for DC if they're going to fourth and fifth printings on Absolute Batman. That means there continues to be demand from retailers on that comic. Absolute Manhunter number 2 is out next week. I don't think I'm going to collect that nor read it, but maybe it's worth picking up. I don't know. Check it out maybe at your local comic book shop. Breeze through it, see if it looks any good. Absolute Superman is going to a fourth printing on issue number 1. Several different covers there. Absolute Wonder Woman going to a fifth printing on issue number 1. And issue 7, a new issue, will be out next week. I kind of like the Jessica Fong cover. That one's really awesome. Beautifully done. I think that's the one I like. I think that was a B cover. And if you really like it, there is a Virgin variant of it. That's a 1 in 25 incentive by Jessica Fong. I definitely like her artwork. Very, very cool. Batman Giant Size Special Edition, issue 159. The Jim Lee cover, looks like there's a foil of that as well. And Midtown also has an exclusive by Nakayama, if you're interested in that. But yeah, big book next week for DC is definitely Batman 159. This is the second part of the Hush storyline. I kind of dig the Andy Kubert cover. I think that's the B one. B cover I think is my favorite. Hard to believe I like that over Delato and Jim Lee, but I think the B cover looks the best. I just like the way they did Batman there. It's cool looking. I don't know. Kubert did a nice job on that one. The Delato cover is nice too, but man, that Kubert cover I think is the best one. There's also a nice Tedesco cover. There's a Joe Quinones April Fool's cover. Foil of the Williams cover. There's a Michael Cho cover. That's a 1 in, man, I think that's a 1 in 25. The 1 in 50 is by Simon Bianchi. Bianchi. I never know how to pronounce his name, but yeah, it's a nice one. But that's discounted down to $22. Again, the orders are really high on this issue, so a lot of these incentives are heavily discounted. I mean, the 1 in 100 by Jim Lee, discounted down to $72. Brave and the Bold number 60 facsimile. This might be a good one to pick up. First appearance of the Teen Titans. I don't really see myself ever buying the original. It's very expensive, the original, and black cover, pretty tough to get in high grade. I probably could afford a low grade copy maybe, but I'm not a big enough Teen Titans fan where I would spend my hard-earned money on the first appearance. But it's nice to have the facsimile. I think this is the first facsimile of Brave and the Bold number 60. So not a bad idea to pick up the first reprint of a particular key book. I remember I picked up several copies of Hulk 181, that first reprint, really the first facsimile, and that's like a $50 book now. So yeah, and I picked up a bunch of them for like what, $3.99, something like that. Flash number 20 is out next week. I do like the Lyrics Lee cover. That one's beautifully done by Lyrics Lee. That's my favorite. Green Arrow number 23. Some really good covers here. The Turin Clark cover is nice. I like the Mercado cover as well. Green Lantern Dark number 4 is out next week. Several covers there. Green Lantern number 22. There's a nice Perillo cover. Kind of looks like Ryan Reynolds there in that particular cover. I also like the Miguel Mercado C cover. That one's beautifully done. There's also a Mark Spears 1 in 25 incentive. Notice they've got that jacked up to $45. I did pre-order that one for, I think I got it for like 15 or $20. So yeah, that one is worth taking a look at. Harley Quinn number 50, Chuma Hill. It's a 1 in 25. That one's kind of cool looking. That's for $18. Justice League Unlimited number 6. There's several different covers there to choose from. I do like the Spears cover. That one looks cool. That's probably going to be the popular one, I would imagine. And there's a lot of books coming out next week from DC. I'm not going to highlight all of them. There's a Superman 2025 Action Comics number 1, Golden Age sized facsimile edition. So take note of that. That does it for DC. Man, maybe not. I don't know. There's more here. Superman Lex Luthor. Oh my God. Superman number 25. Oh, I did pre-order that Takal cover. I like that one. I'm a big fan of Jeff Takal. I like his art. Again, Superman number 25. Loads of covers there. Pick the one that you like. I think the Takal one is the one that I liked. IDW Publishing. Godzilla 70th anniversary. This is a one-shot. Godzilla versus Chicago. Second printing on that one. That one might be worth grabbing just because I can't imagine a lot of stores are going to order that. So that could be a tough one to find. Star Trek number 31. I think I pre ordered that 1 in 10 incentive. That's it from IDW Publishing. Moving on to Image Comics. Assorted Crisis Events issue 2. Looks like there's 3 different covers. The incentive cover is a 1 in 25. That's by Gabriel Walta. Bug Wars number 2 went to a second printing, and issue 3 of that series will be out next week. Dust to Dust number 5. I think this is the last issue of the series. The incentive covers have been kind of cool. The 1 in 10s on that series. And the interior artwork is beautifully done as well, by J.G. Jones. G.I. Joe Real American Hero Silent Missions Roadblock. That's a one-shot. The 1 in 25 is sold out at Midtown. And G.I. Joe number 6 is out. I dig the Derek Chew cover. That one looks cool. I do also like the C cover here by Dave Felici. And there is a 1 in 25 incentive by Daniel Warren Johnson. Ooh, I think that might actually be a 1 in 50. Correction, that's a 1 in 50 discounted down to $31. They still don't show the cover. I like Daniel Warren Johnson's artwork, so that might be worth taking a look at. It's a spoiler, so maybe there's a new character. Who knows? Gunslinger Spawn number 42. Bryn's cover is hard to say no to. I kind of like all 3 covers. That C cover looks really cool too, by Antonio Lucci. It's kind of crazy looking, isn't it? Kind of dig that one. Medieval Spawn number 1. Yes, Matina did a nice job on that cover. I also dig the black and white by McFarlane and Matina. I believe I pre-ordered both of those. Moonshine Bigfoot number 1. Is this Bigfoot who lives in the woods and he makes his own moonshine? I don't know. Seems to be what the book is about. Let's see. Let's skip down through some of these. Universal Monsters, The Mummy, issue 2. Bunch of interesting covers on that one. Kind of dig the Michael Walsh cover. That's a 1 in 25. The Subject cover, that one's pretty good too. That's a 1 in 75. And Witchblade number 10, that'll be out next week. I like the Tula Lote cover. That one looks beautiful. And that's it. The rest are hardcovers and trade paperbacks. Moving on to Marvel Comics. Amazing Spider-Man issue 2 is out next week. Yes, I love the Villalobos cover. I think that one's awesome. Black Cat stealing a painting. What more can you ask for? And I love that there's a 1 in 100 incentive on that. I believe I pre-ordered that one without knowing what the cover looked like. Villalobos is kind of like Adam Hughes these days. He's very, very reliable for producing some fantastic covers. And in my opinion, this is another one that I think if you're a fan of his artwork, it's one of those that you want to collect. So buy it and stick it away for 10 years, and hopefully you'll be pleasantly surprised, is my guess on that one. Deadpool Wolverine issue 4. That'll be out next week. Eddie Brock Carnage issue 3 is out next week. And man, this 1 in 25 incentive by Mike Mayhew is fantastic, but $72. I looked on eBay. There's one copy for $80. There was a copy I was trying to grab at another online store for $50, and while I was checking out, it's somebody grabbed it before I did. So I think on this one, I'm just gonna wait 2 to 3 months, maybe 6 months, and hopefully there'll be a listing on eBay for hopefully less than $50. I'd like to pay around 30. I think 30 to 40 is a good price. It is a cool cover. It's fantastic. I mean, it's really, really good. At first, I thought the art was like Berend. It kind of looks like a Berend's cover, but it's extremely detailed. It's just crazy looking. So long term, I like it. I think it's a good book to have. I just don't want to overpay. I'm not going to pay $70 for that for a 1 in 25. That's just crazy. So I'm going to be patient and see if I can get it for cheaper later. Maybe there'll be a bunch of listings on eBay next week. You never know. Magic number 4. Yes, the Rose Besh cover's nice. There's also a 1 in 100 virgin variant of that one for $90. Again, I didn't pre-order that one. I'm gonna wait and see if I can get that one a little cheaper. New Champions number 4 also has a nice Villalobos cover. That one's not quite as good as the Amazing Spider-Man one. I think that was definitely the better one of the two. One World Under Doom issue 3. Yes, there's a Delato cover. Regular trade dress, that's the E cover. And if you really like that cover, there's also a 1 in 100. I did pre-order that one in advance. I think I paid like $80 for it. Yeah, it's a Delato cover. It's not the best. I mean, it's good. The Daredevil one that's coming out in a couple weeks, I think in 2 or 3 weeks, that one's really good by Delato. So I'll definitely be highlighting that one when the time comes. Predator versus Spider-Man issue number 1. Yeah, the Ryan Brown cover is cool. And I'm kind of interested in reading this. I mean, I would imagine Spider-Man would win, right? Spider-Man should be a lot stronger than the Predator. And his spider sense would probably alert him to the camouflaged abilities of the Predator. So I got to give the edge to Spider-Man. But who knows? It could be, there's several issues here, so I don't think it'll be over real quickly. Sabretooth, The Dead Don't Talk, issue 5. I like both covers, A and B. I think they're both nice. I think those are both worth picking up. Ultimate Black Panther, issue 15. Yeah, the Rice cover's nice there, Rod Rice. There's also a nice Kale No cover. That one looks pretty cool. That's a 1 in 25. Werewolf by Night, issue 9. This is the red band, number 9. E.M. Gist did the regular A cover. And I kind of like the B cover also by Gonzo. That one looks cool. X-Men number 134 facsimile. That's a good one to have in your collection. I've got the original, of course, but it's nice to have a facsimile just in case you want to read it. Don't pull out the original, pull out the facsimile. Much safer to do it that way. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man issue 5 is out next week, and then the rest are all hardcovers and trade paperbacks. So that does it for Marvel. Moving on to Independence. Armory Wars, Good Apollo, I'm Burning Star, No World for Tomorrow. Man, that's the longest freaking title in the world, but I do dig these 1 in 10 incentive covers. That one looks cool. Don't think there's a ton of books coming out for Independence. I'm not going to highlight that many of them, just a few. Let me scroll down here. There might be 1 or 2 to mention. Potentially. I don't know. Usually it's just some cover that kind of stands out or something. Grim Fairy Tales, there's always a couple decent hot covers there. Hot chick cover. Hard Case Crime Seekers Combustion, a gun hunting series. Again, long ass title, but I do like that 1 in 10. It's a naughty cover. Needs to be censored. You get your porn books, jungle fantasy porn books. Lady Death, there's a bunch of, I don't really pick up Lady Deaths. I know that's more of a Kickstarter thing. Lady Death, Shy Lethal Foil bonus. I don't know what that is, but Last Boy issue 2. I know that first issue incentive by Adam Hughes did pretty well. People are paying over $100 for that now. There is a unlockable Panosian variant that looks kind of cool. I'm not collecting that series, but if I was, I think I would pick up the Panosian unlockable cover. That would be the one I would grab. Lilith number 3 from Vault Comics. I mean, that's D cover by Sheehan is pretty good. I don't know. I did pick up a couple of the little. I think issue 1 had a nice Tula Lote cover that I picked up. And I think there was another one for issue 2 that was cool. I can't remember the artist though on that one. Let's see what else we got here. Boom Studios, Minor Arcana number 6. There's a bunch of copies on that one. Stephanie Hahn's cover looks kind of cool. Night of the Living Dead. I think we're almost at the end. Out of Alcatraz issue 2. That's Oni Press. Might be a good read. I'm not too sure. Take a look at that one. Prodigal Son. Looks like that's sold out quickly on Midtown. Kind of like that B cover. It's kind of cool. Nice looking art on that one. Sold out though, gone. Rick and Morty has another book coming out from Oni Press. Snowman Terror. I don't know any of these books. I don't know what that is. Solomon Kane, The Serpent Ring. Yeah, I don't know a lot of these books. I'm not familiar with many of them. I think that's it though, yeah. Looks like a bunch of adult comic books coming out with Midtown next week. Rest are all hardcovers and trade paperbacks. So there you go, guys. There's your list of books that are coming out next Wednesday, the 23rd. Hope that helps. Gives you a little something to look at. There's a couple DC books that are worth taking a look at. A couple Marvel books. Yeah, there's a few. I think I mentioned the ones that I liked. A couple covers that looked cool. Live stream this week is probably not going to happen. Maybe Friday. I'm way behind. I meant to do a live stream last week, but just got caught up with too much work and family obligations. And this week, same thing. Thursday night, my daughter is going to be presenting at a tech conference. She's only in 10th grade, so it's kind of exciting. The whole family is going to be going. So unfortunately, I won't be able to do a broadcast on Thursday, but maybe Friday evening. Definitely this weekend I'll have some time as well. So stay posted. I will send out notifications. Make sure you're subscribed to me on YouTube and make sure you're following me on Instagram. I will be posting some books soon. I post a lot of books throughout the week as I get them in the mail. I got one in today. It looks beautiful, except for when opening it, I accidentally damaged the front cover. Little chunk came out of the cover. It's not real noticeable. I'm gonna keep the book anyways. I wasn't planning on selling it, so it's okay. It happens once in a while. You get a little too aggressive in using your scissors to open up a comic book, and I need to be a little bit more careful. All right, guys. Hope you're having a great week, and go get your comic books. It's New Comic Book Day, and I'll see you soon.